Hi guys, it's Colton Lindsay here with winningtheinnergame.com. We are doing a live Google Hangout. This one might be just a little bit different. Our guest, Lee Barrison, is using the Logitech C1957 or something, and it is happens to not be projecting video today. So he's trying to download it on his phone to get going. But today we have got a superstar, rock star, Mr. Lee Barrison. Thanks for joining us today. Lee has sold, and I could be wrong, it might even be more than this, sold over 500 homes in your career. Is that correct, Lee?
Yeah, we're getting close to 6.
6, woo.
Yeah, we're looking. We'll definitely close out 6 by the end of the year, no doubt.
Awesome, great. So with that being said, what I want to just kind of start off today is talking a little bit about you and yourself, where you're from, and what's your story leading up to your point in your career today. So if you want to talk to us a little bit about that, and maybe even before that, give out your name and how people can contact you for referrals in Bakersfield.
Colton, anyone and everybody, they can reach out to me at Barrison@gmail.com. My cell number is 661-213-6857. And my Google Hangout is now on, by the way, on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can reach me there. Mm-hmm.
Sign in under that link onto your phone real quick and see if we can project on the phone. Time out. We're going to pause for 1 second while Lee Barrison turns it on his phone.
Okay, I'm just looking for the invitation now.
I just sent you the link into that chat again.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you look, you can see his picture down at the bottom of the screen. Actually, no, you guys can't. They actually cannot see your picture even on the screen. Oh, it's a good thing though. We only have like 6,000 viewers right now, Lee. So
Perfect.
Looks like we're already getting some questions too. See, Lee, people are hungry for you. Did you sign into it on your phone? Oh, there you are.
You were saying something.
Now turn off the other one.
You got it.
I just ejected the other one. Oh, dude, look at that background, Lee.
You like that?
Yeah, we can see Lee Barrison now, sideways. There he is, now regular.
There. All right.
There he is.
So, got my phone on. All right.
Awesome. Okay, talk for a second. I want to hear your sound.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Okay, so give us your story, man. What? Oh, maybe go back to your contact information, and then give us your story of what led you to where you're at in your career.
Yeah, you can reach me again at LevonBarrison@gmail.com for any and all referrals. My cell number is 661-213-6857. I'm located in Bakersfield, California. I specialize in anything that's attached to the earth. So feel free to send me any referrals that you guys got.
Yeah, in fact, in Bakersfield, don't you sell like actual dry dust there even in Bakersfield?
Yeah, we've got a water shortage, no doubt. Yeah.
Actually, I think that I saw in the news you guys are starting to water your crops with Gatorade because it has electrolytes, right?
No idea, man. Seems awfully expensive.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got to this point in your career in real estate.
Just hard work. That's really what it all came down to. You know, I still work a lot, but basically a lot of hard work. You know, being diligent with learning the skills, the craft. You know, every day it seems like it's a new situation. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's just basically all it comes down to is just hard work. There's no magic pills, no magic wands, no nothing.
So you're how many years in the business now?
13, sir.
13 years and you just turned 24, so that's great. What were you doing before real estate?
I worked as an iron worker for a local construction company here, erecting steel buildings for a living.
Oh my gosh. So which do you like better, erecting steel buildings or selling real estate?
I like erecting my bank account. And
that is much funner, erecting my bank account. So what year did you get into real estate?
December 2002.
2002.
Yep.
And so you've really only known crazy markets as well then, right? Because 2002, just after 9/11, there was a little bit of a falling out. I don't know because I wasn't in the market then really, but 2004 to 6 and 7 was crazy. After that was crazy. Today is crazy. So that's all you've known is crazy, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, when I showed up in the market, all I had to do was show up, don't say anything real stupid, and I'll get paid. Didn't need skills, didn't need to work, you know, and fortunately, a lot of people that I think I got in the business with at the time no longer work in the business, because once the market tanked in 06, 07, you know, nobody cared about, you know, the hard work part of it. You know, so that it's real fortunate that I guess I'm still in the business.
Do you feel like right now that we may be, and I don't know if Bakersfield's like this, do you feel like we might be in a market where it's kind of going back to where people can fall into deals right now?
I think it's, at least in Bakersfield alone, you know, it's a flat market. There's about 3% saturation right now. So it's,
okay.
You know, it's not a strong seller's market by any means. You know, we've got about 1,500 homes currently on the market. We've got about 450 sales that took place last month. Homes are sitting on the market longer.
So 3 months inventory, 4 months inventory?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Which is still not I mean, that's a decent market. That's a good market.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 market. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So what does your day look like, and how hard is it to be disciplined in mastering your schedule?
For me, Colton, it's really tough to master my schedule. You know, although I live and breathe by my schedule. For instance, if I want to clean my pool, it's got to be in my schedule. Otherwise, I don't do it. So anything and everything needs to be in my schedule. My daughter's swim lessons have to be in my schedule. Otherwise, it just don't show up, you know? So yeah, I mean, I follow my schedule very, very closely. But it's a task every single day just to follow it the way it should be followed, I guess. You know?
Well, and you're a very expressive type personality, right? So I could see you, like me, printing something on a printer and coming back with a cup of coffee and realizing you didn't even get what you printed. Is that a fair assessment?
100%, man.
Yeah. So which goes to show then, you know, because with Fearless Agent, we teach skills, schedule, and systems. Those are the 3 areas in which you have to master. And I think you'd agree the number one area most people fail in this business is with mastering their schedule.
Yeah,
so with that, you're saying that is very difficult. What do you do to make sure that you are really just following that as best as possible?
I hired people to hold me accountable. You know, that's one thing that I'm real fortunate to have is, you know, I've got a good assistant that expects me here every single morning at a certain time. She expects me on the phones at a certain time. And, you know, without her, if I saw a squirrel, I'd probably see a squirrel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, squirrel.
So she kind of smacks me in the head and tells me to get back on the phone, or, you know, kind of, she's my guidance.
That's great. So who've been some of your biggest mentors in helping you master your schedule and get to where you're at in your career 13 years later?
I think most of it comes down to coaches that I've worked with in the past. You know, that's a big conversation when you hire a real estate coach is you know, how to follow that schedule, how to stay on course, because I think
Oh, and we just lost Lee. Hold on. I bet his phone went to sleep. There he is. Your phone went to sleep, didn't it? Can you not? I can't hear you. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. I can see you, Lee, but I cannot hear you. Holding pattern. Hold on, guys. We're going to have him get his sound up and running again. In the meantime, while he's trying to get his sound going up, hey, Lee, log out and log back in. Let's see here. Okay, there he is. He's logging out and logging back in. In the meantime, while he's coming back in, I want to talk to you something that's really exploded in my life recently with winning the game mentally, right? I shared a picture the other day on my Facebook, basically this blueprint that I went out and I was at a diner, and this thought hit me as I've been reading and studying about the phrase, you become what you think about most of the time. And I want you guys to think about a tree. When you guys notice a tree and their leaves starting to die, what is the problem? The problem is not the leaves. The problem is the roots. Like the roots are not getting enough nutrition, enough water. Hold on, Lee just sent me a message. Send him the link again. And so think about this. The fruits of our business is getting paid, number of closed transactions, right? But if your transactions are down, or even if your transactions are great, it's not focusing on those transactions and those dollars that's making it or not making it. It's focusing on the roots, right? So if your goal is, let's say, keep it simple, 50 transactions per year, that's going to break down, let's say 60 transactions per year. 60 divided by 12 is 5 deals per month. How many appointments do you need to get on to get 5 deals per month? And typically, if you need to get 5 closings per month, that means you need to get 5 listings per month. So if you need to get 5 listings per month, we need to understand how many appointments need to set. So traditionally, from what I've found, it is about 20%. Hold on. We're having some problems with Lee. I completely apologize, guys. I think this is what happens in Bakersfield. I'm going to try and add him in again. Just sent him the invite again. So traditionally what happens is in real estate, if we focus on that 20%, we're going to get 20% listed of appointments set. And I need to get 5. How many of those appointments, what's 20%? Basically, I need to be setting 25 appointments. No, is that right? Let me run the numbers here. 25 times 0.2 is, yep, 5. I need to be setting 25 appointments per month to be able to secure 5 listings. That should be the ratio in which we are following. Okay, so if I want to be able to get that 20%, how many hours do I need to prospect to set one appointment? For me, it's roughly about every 2 hours, I'm going to set an appointment. Now, you'll have to do the math and track your numbers to be able to figure out what yours is. So here's the thing. That's how we boil down to the roots. Oh, we are having problems getting him logged back in. So let me see what's going on. Hold on 1 second, timeout. I apologize for the technical difficulties. So in order to be able to really focus on our end results, we got to get crystal clear on our blueprint. How many of you guys have heard about 3D printing? I don't know if you guys have heard about that. And by the way, if you guys have any questions, I want you to, below this video, if you're watching on the link I sent out to the email list, post them just down below. I know we already got a few questions that have popped up there Also, if you're following this actually in the Google Hangout itself, then you can post questions in there. I've turned those on. So 3D printing, if you've ever seen those, you can either have an app on your phone or an app on your computer where you can literally design what it is that you want to print in a 3D, right? So for example, you guys can see behind me in my home office, give you a look, we've got my bookshelf over here. We've got my map over here, right? That's 3D, that's real. But all of that started with a thought first, okay? So when you're on a 3D printer, guys, I'm going to actually stop this broadcast for 1 second, and then I'm going to restart it in just 1 second. Hold on. Actually, no, I'm not going to stop it. That will end everything. So if I want to be able to print out in 3D, and you're looking at this program on the screen, and I'm going to point right here so you guys can see on the screen, you're going to truly define this little character. Say you're going to make a little figurine, right? You're going to truly define that on the screen. You're going to click print, and it's going to literally, a 3D printer will print it out into 3D reality. That is the same exact thing that works with our brain. So if we want to focus on getting 50 closed transactions, 60 closed transactions per year in real estate, we're going to keep this real estate based, right? And I boil it clear down to getting specific with 16 hours prospected per week and 7 appointments set per week. That's what my root is. That's the roots that cause my fruits. That is what I need to get obsessed with in my mind. So that is the blueprint up here, which is the same exact thing as if you're usually using an actual 3D printer that's going to be on your screen. So our major focus should be on just really getting specifically clear and designing that blueprint in our mind. So I want to think about this. If my goal is 16 hours prospected, 7 appointments set, there still are things based off of that that I can even define even more. For example, one of the things is to set an appointment, I've got to be able to have a dialogue with someone. I know there's been a lot of debates on Facebook about, is door knocking better, is phone calling better, is this or that. At the end of the day, it's belly to belly, face to face, ear to ear, being able to have a dialogue, a conversation with a human being to be able to talk about real estate. So if that is really where our roots are, we need to spend time visualizing that actual action. So how many of you guys spend 20, 30 minutes every single day visualizing what it is you guys want to create on prospecting? Visualizing, okay, if I need a listing contract signed, start to finish asking them to get the contract signed. I want you to think about that for just a second. I'm going to try and get Lee back in on here. Also remember, if you have any questions, start asking them. I know a few of them popped up mainly for Lee, so that's kind of a bummer because I cannot answer those for Lee. Guys, I'm going to pause this broadcast. I will be right back in just a second.